All right, now on to our second project. We're just going to do a cute little card, a circle card that's still attached up at the top. So how the base of this is created is using the same circle dies that we used on the last project. This time I've cleaned them up. And we're going to use the largest scallop circle one. Of course, you can use any one you prefer to make any size of card. So what you'll do is I need to use an A4 sheet to get this circle to fit. So you need to crease it first before you cut. And then you'll take the die and you'll place it about like so, or up or down, or however you want it to look, so that it doesn't cut right here where the crease is. Just to make that clear, that's the side where the crease is. So it will cut all the way around, but not up here where the card will actually fold. So I've pre-done that one, so it will look something like that. Okay, then you can take the next size circle down to create the circles that will go on the front and the inside. So I cut those as well. I'm just using our Whisper White. This is crumb cake, by the way. And I did ink up the edges just lightly. So I've got crumb cake on this sponge, and I just re-inked my crumb cake ink pad so it's really wet. So I'm just going to sponge without putting any more onto the sponge. So it looks something like that. Then to do the greenery, we're actually going to use the fern stamp out of the Butterfly Basics stamp set, which has been around for a little while, but still a really good one. So we'll use Pear Pizzazz. And in designing this project, I decided that less is more, that you don't really want too many of the ferns. So I'll stamp it about maybe about like 5 times. And you can kind of angle them differently so it doesn't look completely like they're all the same image. And then this one for the inside of the card, I'm just gonna stamp it a couple times like so. Okay, then on the front of the card, this is a celebration set called Botanicals for You, and it's one of the sets that you get free with any order of $110, and there's no limit on that. So if you place a $220 order, you can choose 2 free things out of the celebration catalog. So I thought these words were quite nice, so we're just going to use those on the front of the card. Let me mount that up. And we'll use Early Espresso. It's a nice rich color. So you don't want to ink it too hard. Just a tap is good. So when you look at your stamp, you don't have ink in the grooved part. So decide which way you want your circle to go. I want mine to be about like so. And then just stamp, and it's just straight down and straight up without rocking it back and forth, and you get a nice clean image. I'm also going to add, just also out of this same stamp set, just this flower here. I'll add that in Watermelon Wonder. That's a very wet ink pad. In the inside of the card. So I'll just to add a little bit of color there. Okay. So we'll go ahead and adhere those where we want them to be. So the front, just make your words are relatively straight, and then the inside piece, like so. Okay, then the next thing is we'll add our ribbon. And this is also brand new, and I love this. It's a nice thick Watermelon Wonder ribbon. So I'm just going to tie that into just a simple once around knot. You could do a bow if you wanted to, but I'm just going to do a knot. And then you just trim those ends. And you can have them going opposite, like these ones are. There. That might be a little long, but it's okay. We'll leave it. Then I need my glue dots. These are great for putting on ribbon. I think I might use a couple on this case. And then just place that right up at the top. Okay, like so. And arrange it how you like. All right, then we just need our butterfly. Now, the butterflies, it comes in this set. It's called Bold Butterfly. Where? Oh, here it is. So you've got the outline of the bigger butterfly and then the detailed of the smaller butterfly. I've gone ahead and I've already cut that, but as you can see, it's embedded into the die like our previous project. So we'll use our brush again. Now I just want to say too, this case is one of our stamp cases which can be purchased separately. So when you purchase this, you get the sponge and the brush, but I've just added it into the case just for safekeeping. Okay, so there you go, and all done. It's very easy. I'm gonna add just some Watermelon Wonder inking around the edges of this, just for a little bit of depth and interest. So it's not really antiquing it, it's just adding a little more color variation on it. There we go. Then we have in the middle the petite flower stamped out of the So Saffron. And I'll just kind of give that a little shape. And I'm going to add an antique brad in the middle of this. And the antique brads, I kind of thought at first they were a little bit large for this project, but I think it looks quite nice to have that dark color in the middle. So you can kind of bend those up so they're nice and detailed. And I'll add a dimensional on the back. Then you can place that wherever you want. Okay. Then the last thing is just to add some sequins. I'm loving sequins at the moment, if you haven't noticed. We'll use the same sequins that we used out of that artisan kit. So there's white ones, blushing bride ones, and gold ones. You can use any color you like. And we're going to use the fine tip glue pen. So this is a water-based glue, so it's very runny. The neat thing about it is that it's got a very, very fine tip, and it has in the lid a little pin which goes back down into the tip so it doesn't clog. So you don't want to squeeze this too much. It comes out pretty quickly. And I find it's easiest to just add a couple dots of glue right onto the project. Oops, don't need that many. And then add the sequins onto the project, and then you can just set it aside for a couple minutes and let it dry. Okay, so there you go. Hopefully you can give this a try. Now this is not just limited to the largest scallop circle die. You can do this idea with any of your dies. Hope you enjoy.